We're talking about curbside for some reason. I don't know, because we got Matt Ham and Tommy Testa here. We're gonna. What is curbside 2020?
If you have to ask, big man, you can't afford
Can't
it.
afford it. All right, so we're going to soon talk about Under the Silver Lake, the movie I've been telling you to watch for a week. Totally out there, totally weird, totally crazy and ridiculous. But we'll talk about our feelings. We have 0 viewers right now. So guys, we can just go on a tangent in case anyone actually tunes in to hear about Under the Silver Lake, which they probably won't.
No, nobody wants it but us.
No one cares.
There's the first problem with the movie. Nobody wanted to watch it.
That's 100% the first problem with the movie. No one wanted to watch it. Or is it that no one wanted to watch it, or it just didn't get release? Like, the movie was purchased by A2A Productions, and then they kept pushing the release. Was it because of the subject matter? Or was it because no one wanted to see it? Or was it kind of both?
Well, maybe you want to start at the beginning, Mike. What is the movie about? I'm going to throw that question out. You want to start there?
So hopefully, if you're tuning in, one of the two, you've seen the movie Under the Silver Lake. If you haven't, there are going to be tons of spoilers in here, like tons and tons. If you don't care, I mean, it's kind of a movie you can see without, knowing spoilers, because it's out there and you have no context or no idea what the hell we're talking about. So you can still watch this. So this movie, it's about I guess approaching mid-30s, late 30s.
Yeah.
So he's like 35, 36 years old. He lives in Hollywood. From my take, he's a failed actor, or maybe since he has so many famous friends, kind of, he used to be a popular actor, and maybe he lost his spot. Like, they never really talk about that, but people don't always know who he is. Anyway, so he's this 35-year-old, probably older, 37.
Yeah.
In between Gen X and millennial, and doesn't know his place in life, thought he was going to be famous, and he goes through like these weird situations. I think it's about a man's descent into madness. I do. I think he's slowly going crazy, and then when things totally, like at the end, things totally take a ride. I think he's just a guy going crazy. But what's your take?
Yeah, so just going back to what he was, they never really showed a job that he had, or like he was also being evicted from his apartment. That was part of the process that was going on. Like, it was a little side story in the movie. That he was getting thrown out of his apartment. But I was like, well, how did he get there in the first place? And where did he get the money for the car he was driving? He was driving this real nice car, which also got repossessed. I'm like, well, he came from something, and then all of a sudden slid into kind of like where we are now in the coronavirus, where none of us have jobs, but you still have this car and this apartment you're paying for. And that's where they start the story. So that was a big question in my mind. I'm like, what did this guy do? And Mike's a good guess is maybe he was an actor.
I think he was an actor.
I think he was too, being in that whole scene. But then after that, I wasn't sure where it was going to go. I liked it. Personally, I liked it. I wasn't sure where the hell it was going.
Loved it.
Yeah. I wasn't sure where it was going, and it did definitely take you on like a crazy ride. And some things I have tons of questions on. I'll get to those later. But it's definitely worth seeing in my opinion, because you'll talk about it, Matt will talk about it, and I'll talk about it. We're all going to almost describe it 3 different ways.
Yeah.
That's my take on it.
Yeah. So Bill Keller has a comment. He says, I think they didn't know how the movie ended, like how to end the movie. They weren't sure how to end the movie. See, I watched it for the second full time, and I think the movie has a definitive ending, watching it for the second time. I think there's a definitive ending. He goes to his apartment. There's the be quiet hobo symbol that the hobos put there. This is going to sound so ridiculous for someone who hasn't seen the movie. The homeless king says, we're going to let you go, like we're not going to kill you, when he should have been killed, right? If everything that was happening was real, they would have killed him. Right. This is the way I feel. And so he leaves his apartment to go, be with that parrot lady.
Yeah.
Maybe because he thinks he's going to get evicted. I don't know, but he ends up staying with her. They evict him, essentially. They lock him out of his own place. And he's just standing there like, I think he just became homeless. He just became everything in the movie he's talking about he hates. I hate the homeless. I know we're supposed to be nice to him. And he just becomes homeless, and he goes mentally ill, or you can't say he goes mentally ill. His mental illness takes hold of him, and he becomes a crazy California homeless.
Yeah.
That's what I think is going to happen.
Good. No. Good. What's your thought, Matt?
I don't really have a strong opinion on the ending. I feel like it just ended too. I mean, you could say that he was delusional. It was hallucinations, and he went crazy and stuff like that, and it just ended. But I started to go looking on YouTube to see what people thought about it and read articles, but there's a lot of crap, so I couldn't filter through it all. And apparently there's some like hidden messages in the movie. Apparently,
tons and tons.
So I don't really know what the ending is. There's a lot of movies I've seen that have endings that the movie just stops.
Yeah.
So I felt like that it just stopped. And yeah, it could have been, that symbol was, I think it has a lot to do with him becoming homeless and him being, but I think he's just paranoid schizophrenic and had these delusions, and I don't know.
So that's another thing I want to discuss. He almost clearly, there's something mentally wrong with him. Like, you kind of pick that up. But, like, the things that he's seeing, you almost wouldn't say that's crazy. Like, being in California, like, asking, I saw these 3 girls disappear with a pirate. Like, because that guy's in a pirate hat, right? Like, that's not strange in today's world. But anyone who told you, I just saw someone I just saw 3 girls get into a car with a pirate. Maybe if you weren't in LA, you'd be like, with a pirate? What?
Yeah.
That's my biggest question, is the pirate.
Yeah.
So I believe their commentary is LA is so screwed up that you actually have people driving around dressed as a pirate and you don't think twice about it.
Yeah.
But do you think that pirate is the 7 guy, the billionaire, the first one that went down into the bunker?
The pirate worked for him?
What's that?
Do you say the pirate?
Either the pirate worked for him or it was him.
Oh. I never even thought about that. Is that
because he's with those girls, and then he, gets that package, and then that package was in the bunker, right?
Oh, I didn't notice that. It could have been.
That's interesting. Talk about it.
I mean, it didn't look like them, like same, but I don't know. I mean, it's a pirate with a
but regardless, beard. I don't know if any of it actually happened. Like, certain parts of it, like, I think he's probably the dog killer.
The pirate?
No, I think...
the star,
you're saying. Dog killer?
I think
that's why he has milk bones in his pocket?
He always has things in his pocket. The first shot of the movie is Beware the Dog Killer, and the first thing you see is it pans around and it's him, and he's just looking at it. There are a lot of clues, in my opinion. He's with the billionaire's daughter, and she's like, maybe we shouldn't be here because there are dog killer posters. And he goes, why not? We don't have a dog. And she says, yeah, well, you don't know. Maybe anyone who kill a dog will kill a person. And he's like, I don't think that's necessarily true.
Yeah.
He says that, but I think, and that's the scene after he bashed the music guy's head in. And if he's the dog killer and he kills people, like, he's just going crazy. I think he's killing dogs.
Yeah.
He's descending into, like, homeless madness. And not because all homeless people are mad, but...
I did like...
Dog killer, but that kind of makes sense. I mean, he didn't hesitate when he went to beat the shit out of that guy on the toilet taking a dump.
Dude,
he just walked in and wailed
his ass.
Yeah.
He beat up 3 kids.
Yeah, he beat up the kids.
Dude,
which was
crazy.
Awesome. I was rude when he beat the shit out of that kid. And
I was too.
Like, goddamn right.
That was one of the best parts of the movie.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
But
there was
that's because
there was major not just sexual innuendos. It was flat out sex, but he had sex with, and I forgot until you said the parrot lady.
So many.
That the skinny girl from the beginning, the parrot lady, the billionaire's daughter. They at least swam naked. The other chick, the balloon girl.
Yeah, he was about to have sex with the balloon girl.
Yeah, I mean, he had sex with like 8 people.
And then he got too high.
Yeah. That was like, that part of it, like, it kept coming back. And I'm thinking, damn, this guy banged like 8 chicks in 2 days.
Exactly. And who was the only one he didn't bang? The one he's chasing after the whole time.
Right.
Right. So I thought I had a big sexual, I don't know, like it was something about the sex for him too. I mean, that's just a big part of it. Yeah. I couldn't figure out what was going on there though.
Yeah, talking about the Playboy magazines and, and
yeah. There's something else in there.
He's got huge issues.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in this movie.
So much.
First watch, I'm like, I never really liked David Lynch because I could never follow it, and I just didn't care to pay attention and read into it like you should have. But this one is kind of like a medium, like a mild David Lynch, where you can actually enjoy it.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So I watched it. I rented it on Amazon Prime. It's
Hitchcock.
Like a good American, I actually paid for it.
Nice.
Ooh,
and
nice.
So I watched it again the next day, so I could really absorb it. But now I'm gonna buy it because that's a movie I could just throw on, have on in the background while I'm doing something else, and maybe see something.
That is a Blu-ray purchase.
By the way, shout out to Muma because he hooked me up. He said it was on Amazon Prime for free, and he was correct. It was on there. It's on Prime for free, the movie. Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Muma sent out a...
Did you pay for it on Amazon Prime?
I rented it, yeah.
How much did you pay?
Like $3 to rent it.
Oh, okay. And you're going to buy it anyway.
Yeah, Muma threw out like a thing last week. He threw out a text or something saying, hey, by the way, guys, it's on Amazon Prime for free.
Get out of here.
Yeah. Okay. Shout out to Muma. Saved me $4 in the hard times.
I got a bunch of notes here. So first of all, did this movie remind you of any other movie? Like for me, if I was to recommend this movie to someone, I would say if you like The Big Lebowski and if you like Inherent Vice. Inherent Vice is one of my favorite movies in recent years, and this is right next to it. They're just super like detective style, convoluted, conspiracy type things.
Yeah.
I mean, they're typical stoner movies, but they are that. It's because they make you think.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
What would you guys say? Does it remind you of anything else other than those two?
It reminds me of David Lynch, like Lost Highway, or Mulholland Drive. Very LA noir.
Yes,
I love LA movies.
Maybe I didn't pay for it. Maybe I thought I paid for it, but I see that it is included. So
maybe you didn't pay for it. Oh, Muma just popped in.
Yeah,
Muma watched half of it. Why'd you only watch half, Moomin?
This is what I look like.
What was that?
Jim Gaffigan trailer on my Amazon Prime.
That's hilarious. All right, so another thing, another theme throughout the movie. It's like idolizations, like they're idolizing certain things. Like he's obsessed with video games. He's obsessed with secrets already, and the whole thing is like, well, we didn't even touch like the biggest like WTF that you're almost like, well, that could be real. They're burying billionaires under the Hollywood Hills as pyramids. Like you're like, totally. Yeah, they're doing that.
Yeah, out there.
The map is derived from a Nintendo Power magazine.
Exactly.
The first
insane
that he happens to have sitting around. And that's the first thing that tipped me off. Like, okay,
he's going insane.
This is all in his head.
This is all in his head.
Who has, like, if you're going to have a secret, how would people have Nintendo Power magazine #1 and that cereal box
and a map from? Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm glad you said that because that almost like discredited the movie for me when he did that quick. I go, now this is getting stupid unless you think of it as maybe he's going crazy. But I'm like, there's no way you just have that. I hate when they do that in a normal movie, but in this one, I'm like, no, it's got to be deeper than that. He can't just have this magazine right there. It must mean something that he's going crazy or whatever. Yeah. I agree.
I think that said he was smoking meat, so he only watched half of it.
Oh, we gave him. We gave him a big shout out. He saved us like $4 in hard times, brother. Thanks, Moomy. He let me know because I would have rented it too. Because Mike, actually, I watched it the night you said, and then Muma, I was about to I was looking for it, and then Muma's text came up and it said, "Yeah, dude, it's free on Amazon Prime." I'm like, sweet.
So this all came about for me because of I discovered YouTube, right? A year ago. No, but like I've been on YouTube since 2006, I think, or 2005. But no, I discovered the joy that is the YouTube algorithm if you go on the app on your television.
Okay.
And I just started like watching things that I was into, and it started leading me to movie lists. And there was a top underrated films from 2010 to 2020. And I was like, oh, perfect. I'm going to watch that. And Under the Silver Lake was on there. So I was like, oh, I had heard of it. My brother and I talked and said we wanted to see it because it was by the guy who did It Follows. And I was like, that's perfect. So I got that's why I watched it. It was on that list. And I've been watching a bunch of movies on that list. And they've been great.
Yeah.
Was It Follows good?
Oh, It Follows is awesome. It Follows is it's a very original story.
Uh-huh.
It's a great take on it, and it's a great
Is it as
time.
bizarre as Under the Silver Lake, or is it more?
No. It could be in the real world.
Okay.
A poltergeist in the real world.
Right.
It's
Cool.
awesome. Totally watch it. It's worth it. Okay, so we talked about idols. Jesus and the Brides of Dracula. There's so much in this movie, dude.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
so much in this movie. Like, what was that about? Like, we can talk about... We could do an episode on 10 minutes of the first 10 minutes.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. There's way too much shit going on in there. I forgot about the whole Jesus and the Brides of Dracula thing. That was bizarre.
So crazy. And the song, which is I've been singing the song all day long. Like it's
Well, when I was briefly looking through, YouTube explanations and stuff like that, the one theme that came up a lot was talking about how women are not abused in the industry, but the Weinstein
objects. Okay, so this happened.
Yeah.
This movie came out right after Weinstein, but before Epstein.
Okay.
Nope.
And Epstein reminded me
in between the Steen brothers.
Yeah.
Epstein reminded me of the first billionaire that went underground, the one that was supposedly killed in the car accident. I always forget his Seven, whatever his last name was. He reminded me of Epstein. Like, Epstein could have been that guy. Like, oh, no, he's killed in jail. No, he's in an underground bunker with 3 girls.
Yeah. You're right.
Which, this movie is very similar.
About that.
This movie's similar to Abducted in Plain Sight. He convinced 3 girls, attractive young girls, to spend their last remaining days in a bunker with a billionaire that you're going to go to like some weird heaven somewhere.
And it could totally be real.
Yeah, it could totally be real.
And it could totally be real.
That guy, that part was, or wherever he's from, he could have done this.
Oh yeah,
that part
could totally
was so
be real.
Depressed. That part was really depressing to me. Like when she actually called him on the phone, or when they talked on the whatever it was, like their version of Skype, and from the bunker to the dude, and she was just like, yeah, no, we're gonna stay here till she's like, no, I'm happy to be down here, and everything about that was like depressing. I was like, wow, just watching this is depressing to me.
The only thing that wasn't depressing was the girl that picked up the phone while she was on hold, going to take the call in another room. That was not at all.
And that was I was like,
so
wow,
awesome.
that guy can go down there and
that was
bang
probably my favorite part.
It was hilarious. The movie is hilarious too. Like this movie, it's a comedy. Like this is so much a comedy.
Yeah.
All right. So Topher Grace, his character, which is just totally crazy that Topher Grace is in this movie for some reason.
Yeah.
It's Spider-Man and Venom, but in different universes. So one of his quotes is, "We crave mystery because there's none left." So they're always looking for like conspiracies. We crave mystery because there's nothing left. Everything is charted. We can't like go to Greenland and discover an ancient city. Like everything has been found. Like space is the final frontier. But that's why we always look for meaning in things, because we can't be inquisitive to discover anymore. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
I discovered that movie was free after Muma hooked me up.
Oh man.
Well, one thing I want to talk about was the cinematography was beautiful. Every shot was
well composed.
But the best part of it was in that mausoleum where that band was playing.
Oh yeah.
That one take when he walked in, I don't know if you took notice, he walks in through the, whatever you call it, catacombs, into the room, and the camera goes into the girl on the stage and is on her, and then goes through the crowd and booms up and then comes down, and it's him and the other guy at the bar having a conversation. It's amazing.
No, I wasn't even paying attention. I saw it twice, and I was not even paying attention.
Watch that again, because it's extremely difficult to do, because there's people everywhere. It's a very small space. It's not like you can do this big techno crane thing. You can't have a jib in there. I don't know what they did exactly. I haven't thoughts on it, but you know, maybe a small techno crane on a dolly or something. But that was really cool. So they went through great lengths to make this look amazing.
Yeah, it's a great film. It's a very well made film.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. I mean, what was the budget on this film? Because I'm surprised they got. Yeah, I'm surprised what what Matt's saying, how much money they spent on a film that ended up not really doing well. If you look at it, from a financial standpoint.
Yeah, it's got to be a huge loss, right?
Yeah, it's got to be a loss.
I don't know, because it probably wasn't made for much. Well, several million, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you got to, and the interesting thing is that a lot of industry people loved It Follows. That's why you guys have to watch it. The soundtrack is awesome. The cinematography is awesome. The story originality of it is amazing for a horror film. And I was like, what's his next movie? Like, what's it going to be? And I probably heard about Under the Silver Lake in 2017, but heard so little about it that I didn't watch it until now. And that's so sad that there's good stuff out there that we can't film guys can't even get access to. We don't even know about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why YouTube is awesome, because YouTube tells you, if you search the right stuff, it'll tell you. But YouTube CEO is probably going to be buried in the Hollywood Hills somewhere.
Yeah.
Mike, going off of what Matt was just talking about, like that camera shot in that movie, good time to interject with my question. I've been dying to ask Matt about 1917.
Yeah, let's move into 1917 for a second. If you haven't seen 1917, people, 1917 is a World War I movie directed by Sam Mendes, and it's all a oneer, which means it's all one shot. The whole thing is just one shot.
Not technically, but in theory.
But in theory, it's one shot. Technically, they spliced and they did other things. But Tommy's been like, I want to ask Ham, since Ham is like cinematographer, camera guy, knows all about this stuff. I want to ask Ham how they did this stuff. So, Tommy's going to ask Ham.
So I watched the movie. I watched the start, Matt, and I'm like, and normally I'm not good with that stuff. You know what I mean? Like I'll notice cool camera shots or whatever, but I can't get my eyes off the way they're following these dudes through these thin trenches and then up this thing and I'm realizing, I literally tell my kids who don't give a crap, I tell them, I go, did you notice that there hasn't been an edit or a cut in this? No, I could be wrong, but I'm looking at it. There hasn't been a cut in this movie, and these guys are running around this. At first, they're in this like big, whatever you call them, foxhole type, battle thing where they're under half underground, but it's open up top, and they're running through a trench. I'm sorry, thank you. And then they come out of the trench, they go like across. I'm watching. I can't even pay attention to what's going on because I'm thinking, when does the camera shot end? That was my question. So I'm like, how the hell did they do that? Do you have any idea? Actually, that's you.
Yeah, I've watched a bunch of stuff about it, and there's a lot of different technologies they use throughout the entire movie. The biggest thing they do is, do you know what the Movi is? Or like a gimbal?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I do.
Well, they have their own. I believe Arri makes one that's a handheld gimbal. So they'll do things where, a lot of the stuff is on a Steadicam or a Steadicam gimbalized thing. And then some things they'll do on a handheld gimbal running around. And then they'll put that onto a jib arm. Like two grips run with it, and they put it on a jib arm with hooks on it, and then it goes flying off in the air.
So consistently, you're telling me this happens consistently, like
the entire
stop. Wow.
Everything, they went through great lengths. That's why the movie is like, there's the characters, but then the cinematography is a character in this movie. It drives more than anything else. So they go through great lengths, and there's many cuts. Like anytime they go down into a dark area, like into a bunker, that's a cut.
Yeah.
They pass in front of like a hillside. They do things where they distract you with like a body part, and they'll somehow bury a wipe in there to cut through that. And there's other places that are kind of obvious, some that aren't so obvious where they cut it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch some of the behind the scenes, it's absolutely incredible. And the other thing was they had to wait for weather for all of this. There's no light.
They were
There's
standing by.
parts that are lit, like that one scene in the burning city at night.
Yeah.
And what he did to light that was incredible. They put up like 1,000 1K lights in this building to make it look like fire.
Wow.
Like,
yeah.
All right, so guys,
like
real quick,
balloon
Timmy
lights.
D has entered the conversation. Hello, Timmy.
Timmy D.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's up,
What, you got
dude?
a fan going on in there? It's loud.
He's got an old laptop.
Are you in the old disco tech there, Timmy?
Yeah.
All right, so Ham, keep going.
So yeah, just incredible things they did throughout the entire movie. What made it like kind of not overwhelming, but for me, by the end of the movie, I was crying at the end of the movie reading that letter. Well, you didn't finish the whole movie, did you?
No, I did. I finished
Oh,
the
you
whole
did.
Because
Because it wasn't super emotional, but it was tense, and I was thinking about all the stuff that went through it, so I was on edge, and I was exhausted at the end. I was just
Yeah.
oh my god, it's finally over.
Yeah, the whole thing took me for surprise. DePrima told me about it earlier. So Mike had told me, so you got to see 1917. I always take his recommendations, and it blew me away. Though everything about it kind of blew me away. I was like, this is really. I thought it was amazing, dude. Amazing. Did you see it, Timmy?
No, I heard other people saying it was awesome too. So
yeah, I mean, I think it suffered from lack of story. Like I was as a technical guy, I was enamored by, like you were talking about, all of it.
Sure.
But there was so little story of substance.
Yes.
That for me, I'd rather watch Dunkirk again than watch 1917.
Right.
And
that's why
both slow movies.
They had to sacrifice something.
Absolutely,
I guess,
totally.
And that's why I said like the character was the cinematography. That's what.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Wrote.
Like you had to have limited dialogue because.
Yeah. So you felt this guy's whole day or two, whatever it was. You really, I could feel it. You know.
No, totally. I was totally into it. And Matt, I saw that for the first time. When you saw that for the second time, we were in Miami during the Super Bowl. And
when you got Moomin sick.
Yeah, that was when I gave Moomin the COVID.
That's when DePrima started COVID. Gave it to Moomin.
Yeah, next it's gonna be, did you hear about this COVID? DePrima.
Patient zero, right there.
I am patient zero right now.
Yeah, I would love to get tested to see if I've had COVID. I think we did have COVID in Miami. I do. I had a dry cough for like 3 weeks after that.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing, though. It's the same as the flu. But no, the flu, I don't know. Maybe COVID just mimics a sinus infection, because I had sinus pressure. Like, I wasn't just...
Yeah.
Didn't just have the COVID.
Nobody just gets
COVID.
But where would I have gotten it from? Where would I have gotten it from? I was Jersey the whole time. Yeah, got it from Moomin. Oh, Moomin gave me that COVID.
You gave it to Moomin.
No, maybe Moomin gave it to me. Timmy, Under the Silver Lake, your thoughts?
Yeah. Where do you start?
Yeah, where do you start?
So you're not live now, are you?
Oh, we're live, buddy.
No, go ahead. Say whatever you want.
Go for it.
No, is this the bit? Are we in the show or what?
Oh yeah, we're in the show, baby boy.
Oh.
This is the bit.
Wait, then I got to put on the lighting. And the disco ball.
He's got a remote for it.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's in the discotheque.
Gaffer.
What do you think, Timmy? Did you have?
Yeah, no, I mean, I really liked it a lot until the very end, and then it was like,
See, you missed.
I needed more, you know.
So yeah, you missed the beginning of what we were talking about. So
yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I like. Oh, there you go, Ham. I liked the way it ended because I thought it was his descent into madness. So I thought whenever the movie ended when he went insane because he was now homeless. He was a king of the homeless, if you will.
Right.
He was a conspiracy theorist. Like everything about it is insane, but not. And that's the thing. It draws that line of like, okay, this is crazy, but that could kind of be true, and it's all over the place. So I like how it ended.
Yeah.
What can you compare it to any other movie?
Well, obviously you get the Alfred Hitchcock Rear Window kind of thing going, and it was interesting. He used the same guy scored it as did It Follows, this disaster piece guy, but it was totally different from It Follows. This thing was more like a classical score, like a Hitchcock score or something.
But the same guy did the score. The same guy who did the score for It Follows did this.
Right. There's another movie that I love that DePrima did, Brian DePrima, called Body Double, and that's like Body Double. It's like Rear Window, but it's
I saw
that. You couldn't show as much stuff back in the Body 50s double. Or whatever.
Yeah,
and that was really
like early 80s
movie. The same vibe to it. If anybody has a chance to see that didn't see that yet, I would say check out Body Double, because that was amazing too.
Yeah, that was good. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
You're right though about the music. The only thing I didn't like about the score of the movie Under the Silver Lake was that it almost took me out of it sometimes, because it was so I don't know. It almost didn't fit like the time period. I know they were doing that on purpose, but for me it was kind of like, why are they using that music? Like it was I don't know.
So to me,
yeah.
First of all, I love that, but I love old Hollywood style. I love the theatricality of things, and I love theatrical scores, because that makes you feel emotion. And I felt what the score was digging. I liked it.
And I was just saying, to me, I almost thought it was making fun of the movie. That's like that's how it came off to me. I'm like, well, this is almost making fun of the movie. But when I started thinking that, it took me out of the movie. That was the thing. It distracted me a little bit. Not that I get it, but it distracted me a little. That's all. That was just my personal thought on it.
No, I see what you're saying, but I kind of like how it completely stood against what was the band, Jesus and the Vampire
Brides of Dracula.
So it was completely different from that, and completely different from the songwriter guy and all the he was doing. So the soundtrack stood apart from that.
Yeah.
But I like the film noir, the old LA composed soundtrack. I thought it was cool.
That's how LA should always be shot.
Yeah.
So Mike, let me ask you about that. The song composer guy, the guy that he ended up killing with the,
the one that looked like Johnny Knoxville and Old Grandpa.
Well, it was old makeup. Yeah, they didn't have an act. They wanted the guy to be like 90 to 100 years old, because he wrote all these hits.
Yeah.
But he just represented all of pop music. He was really just a metaphor.
Well, he was everything Andrew Garfield's character thought was evil, bad. People writing what you feel emotion for. All those songs, those rich, abusive women. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it was.
What happened to Tommy? Did Tommy die?
Oh, we lost Tommy.
He took a hit to the gut. Ooh!
I think he's calling in.
Oh, those shrimp jammers.
Let me get him in.
Got a bad coconut jammer.
I'm going to call him back. You guys go for it. Just talk about some stuff while I look for him.
Well, I was going to mention the other thing right off the bat. The lead character, he sucks. He's not a likable character.
Oh yeah, no, not at all.
There's nothing likable about that guy. He's a jackass.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit hard to root for him. You weren't rooting for him, certainly, a jerk.
No.
But and obviously the pirate was. I wanted more pirate, like more cowbell, more pirate. What do you guys think the pirate was supposed to represent?
So we were talking about the pirate. I think the pirate was either the billionaire guy that was entombed, the first guy, the Seven. I always forget his name. Oh, it was either him or it was his assistant that was working for him. But I think it might have actually been him, because he's hanging out with those broads, and then he gets the package from the paddle boat chicks.
It's definitely interesting. And
it's a fake beard, fake patch. I think he's the billionaire. He'd already been missing at that point.
I never made that connection, but that is really, really smart.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna watch it a third time, and I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah. But every time you saw him, it was hilarious. First he's sitting on the couch,
totally out there,
sitting on a couch with some people. But then when he comes ripping out from behind that tree to grab that bag, I lost it. I was.
Yeah,
dying.
I googled it. I said, "Who's the pirate in Under the Silver Lake?"
So there's a whole Reddit. There's a whole Reddit dedicated to Under the Silver Lake.
Yeah. Did you read it?
No, I haven't gone through it yet. I wanted to have our own conversation before I started looking at the stuff people made up. Oh, what is the parrot saying?
That's a good question.
I didn't really give it much thought.
So I think it's.
I bet you it's something backwards.
Oh.
Like if you play the movie backwards, I bet you there's something there. Like he's always looking for secret meanings. I thought that there might be like a secret like a hidden message in the movie somewhere, just like a hidden message in the record. That if you actually broke that movie down, there's gotta be like to the point where there's a sentence in there somewhere.
No, yeah. So there is. So there are zodiac codes and there are other codes. So like when it says beware in the first shot, it says beware the dog killer. It pans around, you see his face, then they cut to another shot. He's staring at two girls, and you see the coffee menu, and there's like Morse code or something. And I've seen I did look this up. People solved those. There are things like that, but there are a lot of things people haven't figured out yet.
Yeah, like the Barbie dolls had like weird.
So that was just their name spelled out in Zodiac.
Yeah, I don't speak Zodiac.
Now, here's another question. Maybe you guys talked about it already. What's with the pooches? Everybody barking like pooches.
I think he's killing them.
But like, what's the significance of killing the pooches?
Tommy's back.
And barking like
Sorry,
a
guys.
pooch.
Tommy, it's all right. You were frozen for a second like this.
You had to let your pooch out.
That's what it felt like. My Wi-Fi froze like that.
No sweat.
Thank you.
Like they had that nightmare sequence, which was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Where you think it's the gal, and then it turns around, and it was a dude. So, Timmy,
I think he's
weird.
I think he's the dog killer.
Right, but like what's the significance in the film of what's with the pooch?
What's with the pooch?
Which
like
pooch?
How do you tie the pooch into like what's the metaphor for?
He's going crazy and he's killing dogs. Like it's literally he's becoming a psychopath, or he's becoming crazy.
Now, how about when the dude got split in half? Like,
yeah,
the girl that really turns into the guy, and he's eating this other guy on the ground, and then it's awesome.
Was that a dog?
Well, that was a dream.
Splits in half.
Well, that was a dream in my opinion. But
no, it definitely was a dream. You see him wake up.
Right.
As soon as
so yes, not only do you see him wake up, but he's got gum on his hands, which he didn't have on his hands then, and then he picks up the Spider-Man comic, which is a Spider-Man gag. Really great, by the way.
Right.
Yeah, so that was a dream. So that's not even him going. That's why they fool you. Like it's all right. That's a dream. That's clearly a dream when you pick it apart. When you pick it apart and you say, okay, that was a dream. But there are other things that you're like, well, a dream doesn't explain that. A dream doesn't explain what just happened.
Yeah.
Like the night owl. I can't remember the name. Like that thing is terrifying.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, the night owl was awesome. It was really scary and like cool, like just a very cool.
Brilliant. It was brilliant. This movie is brilliant. It does. He's got real strokes of genius in it.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys think that this loser character was really getting that lucky with all the hot babes, or
I think he was. I think he
or was he dreaming half?
We brought I was bringing that up before, Timmy. It's amazing because literally he was with 6 or 7 girls in that span of 2 days.
So
like he was getting so lucky.
All the serial killers have like this thing about them.
Yeah,
Bundy. Women like
chicks like the bad boy, right, Timmy?
Yeah,
I get that. Yeah, that's true.
And he's literally killing people.
So, have you guys thought about the REM song that he was dancing to in the tomb, or whatever you want to call it? Kenneth.
Yeah.
It has a real that's a loaded
about a guy going
song.
crazy. Yeah.
Do you guys know about that song?
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. I didn't realize that.
I forget what newscaster it was. Remember what newscaster the song was about? Michael.
Oh yeah. Geez,
And
now you're saying
Kenneth
all this.
something. What's the frequency, Kenneth?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a famous newscaster. Some guy came up to him and tried to rob him or beat him up or something, and he said, "What's a frequency, Kenneth?"
Oh.
Yeah.
And the dude was a lunatic.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Michael Stipe was interested in it and wrote a song about it. But it was about a crazy guy that went up to, it was like Dan Rather or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's a frequency, Kenneth? And then accosted him. And
Very
then
interesting.
wrote a song about it. And
Well,
very
the
bizarre.
song is very much about like a guy descending into madness, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. That's what the movie. To me, that's what the movie's about.
right.
Yeah.
This is his
I agree.
last 2 weeks or whatever, while he is.
Yeah.
He's not even employed. While he has a place to live,
Right.
and
Had a car for a little while, but then that was
he's got
getting
nothing.
taken away.
He's got
Yeah,
nothing.
nothing
He's
now.
he's done.
Yeah.
And
He's
then
at the
he jacked those kids up. That was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that song, "What's a Frequency, Kenneth," probably has the biggest airplay in the whole movie. Like that
Yeah.
took over that wasn't just in the background. That was in the middle of the movie. That was a climactic point of the whole movie. So I think that song means more than most people think.
You're
So
probably
Yeah.
right. So it does not say good things about actresses in Hollywood.
yeah,
So, but I think it's talking about like there were a lot of critiques about it about the only woman. Oh, someone's calling. Let's answer. Oh, Billy's calling in. Bill, you're here.
I'm here.
All right, hang on. Let me call everyone else in this conversation again.
No, how is nobody else up there?
Tommy. Add. This will be fun. Hello.
Hello.
No, it's just you. Hang on, where'd Ham go?
You hung up on everybody.
I did hang up on everyone. Now it's just you and me.
Oh, jeez. I'll hang up.
No, don't hang up. That's just gonna be me.
So yeah, that movie, I
Crazy.
don't know. Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
But you guys talking about actually, it's.
Bill, I'm calling you into a new. I'm gonna call you into a new one. Bye, Bill. All right, Bill's gone. Let me call everyone else back in. Start a new one, since Bill sidetracked that one. Here we go.
oh, is it Billy?
Hey, Mike, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, no. So Bill called in out of nowhere.
Oh, awesome! Put him on.
And it booted me off our thing. So, all right, Bill, I know you're watching now. Do me a favor. Text me in here your Skype name so I can add you. Because it won't let me
bring
add
him
you to
in.
this conversation right now. All right, sorry. Go ahead. Keep talking. Where were you?
Oh, we were just talking
We're
about
talking about the cookie and
cookie.
And that underground,
I was
Which would be awesome. By the
Yeah.
way. If that actually existed, where you go into a mausoleum, I guess, and then down to the catacombs to see another band, that would be amazing.
Yeah, it looked like it was a good time upstairs, with that. There was the one chick was doing a solo show or whatever. That was cool enough. And then the balloon girl says, "Hey, let's go down and, it's like, what was it, vinyl night or something." And they go down there and that was even cooler.
and the fact that she used the edible as an invitation, just the whole vibe of it was totally cool.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty
really
sure
cool.
I've been in that mausoleum because that's on the Paramount cemetery.
Oh.
So there's that mausoleum, and when I toured Paramount Studios with Jess Cosentino, and V. I don't. V's not watching. No one's watching.
Shout out
Bill.
Bill's watching.
Yeah, but it's a very famous cemetery right next to Paramount Studios. All right, so the balloon popping of that girl, to me, that was a symbolism of a loss of innocence. Like, she gives all these people needles, and if you get the chance to pop her balloon, and then it went into this whole other. it does not say good things about Hollywood and Hollywood's relationship with women.
Right. And the director grew up in Detroit and cut his teeth in Detroit, and then eventually went to L.A. to shoot a movie. I think I saw it was like 2010. So it's not like he's an L.A. guy. So he probably hated Hollywood when he made this, but somehow represented it in a good light, but a bad light at the same time, which is interesting. Yeah. Like when all those girls were like in that neighborhood and they're all wearing the same outfit, and they went to that guy's the movie audition. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
It's just saying that these girls are desperate for anything, even some dude in his garage.
Yeah.
And the balloon girl, he's like, I didn't know you were an actress. She goes, oh yeah, when I was in the soap opera from ages 5 to 6 months.
5 to 6 months.
Yeah.
And so now, since she was in that, she is a prostitute.
Right.
At a actors prostitution rising stars. Yeah. Like what? It's crazy.
Do you want to fuck It Girl?
It's like it's an It Girl. It's best supporting actress nominee from last season.
Yeah,
like rising stars. It's like that. I think that stuff. Obviously, they're not prostituting themselves out in the open like that.
Right. But that was a Weinstein bit.
That was. Dude, all right, so let's talk about this for a second. I'd love to get you guys' take on this. So do you remember when all those nude pictures of celebrities leaked? I think it was like 3 years ago or something. They all leaked, and everyone said it was an iCloud hack. Oh, someone hacked iCloud. And Apple's like, no one's hacked iCloud. They're like, no one's ever hacked iCloud. We stand by that we're unhackable, and no one's hacked iCloud. And then, well, Apple says it didn't happen. A lot of people I was seeing in the, Twitter sphere or other places were saying that it was like Harvey Weinstein's phone was stolen or a producer's phone was stolen. Wow. Didn't have a lock code. And those were all the pictures they had collected of all these famous chicks.
Wow.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
To me, that's more believable than iCloud getting hacked.
That is actually
so you hack iCloud and you attack only celebrities, like I guess, but you look on their iCloud. I don't know. To me, it's way more practical that some producer, some big shot, even if he's not a producer, had those names on his phone and they all just pass them around to each other. Oh, look what this one sent me. Oh, I got this one's boyfriend a job because he leaked these pictures to me.
Yes. That's more believable.
Like this guy hooked up with Jennifer Lawrence and I got him a job and he gave me Jennifer Lawrence's pictures when they were dating.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I think about stupid stuff. That's what this movie's about. Extrapolating on stupid, nonsensical, can't be true things. But they might be true.
That sounds more plausible, actually. Yeah.
That sounds way more plausible.
Yeah, because if you're going to hack iCloud, what would you want some naked pictures of some chicks for? Like, if you're able to do that, you're probably, you could probably get yourself $20 billion.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Not tell anyone and hack like Obama's kids or something. Mm-hmm. The president at the time.
It's crazy. Yeah.
It is crazy. Or was iCloud actually hacked and they have everyone's iCloud information? Anyone they wanted to target, they targeted.
Right.
But no, you don't specifically attack Jennifer Lawrence or Emma Watson because you know how to hack into iCloud.
Yeah.
Or was it some NSA goon who's been all over their stuff, collected his own pictures and leaked them? That could be more real because that's not hacking iCloud. That's getting everything that goes through the pipe. Yeah. Once you have access to everything that goes through the pipe, you have everything you want.
Or was it Kim Jong-un? And is Kim Jong-un dead?
Dude, I don't know, but for you to report, for that to have been reported on, several mainstream news sites without any verification is crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy okay, so is it happening? Is it not? I don't think it is, but why wouldn't he come out and say, no, I'm totally fine?
Or does he want people to think he's dead?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah. What's he got?
Interesting things.
Maybe he's lighting Dangler's backdrop. Maybe
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he's a ghost.
Yeah,
Maybe he got the COVID. Maybe he didn't survive the
He got the
COVID.
COVID. He created the COVID, and then he got caught by it.
Well, if he wasn't around me, he probably didn't get it first because I
True.
had patient zero.
Only Moomin got it.
You got it from a pudding cup.
Moomin's pesto cup.
Ooh.
It's a pesto pudding cup.
All right, so one last thing I want to talk about before we end tonight. I love the idea of like media's billionaires building them, being so rich that they build themselves a shrine in the Hollywood Hills that no one will find for thousands of years. I don't know why. I love that idea. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
I love the rub James Dean's head and sit under Newton. It's like, this is so insane.
Yeah. But I wouldn't put it past some of these guys. Like, what else are they going to do with their money? They got whatever amount of money and yachts and women and cars and all this shit. It's like, what else do we have? I don't know. Let's manipulate some people. Let's build a pharaoh's tomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
There's a lot of like Egyptian shit, like when you walk down Sunset Strip or through Hollywood. There's a lot of Egyptian.
There's symbolism anywhere. There's symbolism everywhere.
But there's a lot of Egyptian shit in Hollywood.
Yeah. You know, Mike, with that being said, too, I was wondering if this whole movie is just possibly a million little shots at Hollywood, period.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's all he was trying
I think
to
so.
do. You know, I don't know.
This didn't even get Blu-ray release until I think till this year or recent 2019. Like, you couldn't find this movie in anything other than.
So is that why? Because of the pot shots in Hollywood?
I don't know. Like, why didn't this movie do good? It's because everyone wants a sequel now? It's because everyone wants a superhero movie?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Or because it's confusing as hell. It's not a mainstream movie at all.
Yeah,
but it has a
not.
mainstream budget, you know?
Yeah.
Without a mainstream director, but a huge budget wasn't really viable for a movie like this. This should have been an art house
This is not a high-budget movie. It shouldn't be.
Yeah. It definitely had a high budget, though.
It was.
Yeah.
Let's look it up.
A lot of names. It had a lot of technology. They didn't miss a beat in this movie. There was very few special.
But doesn't that say how good It Follows must be if he was able to pull that off? Yeah. His only other movie writing credit.
That's it? So he's got two movies?
Yeah.
I think he had a third movie. I can't quite recall, but
Nacho Mountain.
Was there one? Was there one in between, or did he do one before It Follows? I didn't.
I don't know. But the DP shot a bunch of M. Night stuff. He shot Split and Glass and the whole new Apple TV M. Night thing.
So
and he actually had his hands.
I thought you shot Glass.
Yeah.
No, my camera did. So
the box
guy
office of this
who shot
movie.
Glass, touched my camera, also shot this. So 6 degrees from Kevin Bacon, I'm in there.
The box office of this movie was $1.9 million.
Oh,
get out of here!
But it was never actually released. I don't think.
Yeah. Does it have like the DVD sales and all that crap in there? Or?
I don't know. I'm looking for
how much money they make on Prime, if they even make any money on Prime.
Yeah.
What do they make, like 10 cents per viewing on Prime or something done?
That would Under the Silver Lake box office mojo.
Hey, what was the bit with the skunks? Do you guys have any opinion about the skunks? Is that supposed to be...
it's just all ass.
I think he's the skunk. Yeah, I think it's just he's the skunk.
The whole movie, everybody hooked... And he kept hooking up with the chicks, and he still smelled like a skunk. I didn't get that.
I know.
I love
like,
that.
Hook up with
Even
chick
before he got sprayed by the skunk, people said he smelled bad.
Yeah, exactly.
And
then he's still hooking up with chicks.
Then he smells really bad. That was funny. I thought I saw something. I was trying to do some research on the movie that people are saying that the pirate was actually Johnny Depp.
In real life?
No, like he was. I don't know if he was real life or because they were talking. They showed like that the guy that had the face masks on the wall, and Johnny Depp was one of them. I think.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Saying
Johnny Depp and Cary Grant and Abe Lincoln.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if that was just another pot shot at Hollywood. You just wonder.
Right, I think the symbolism that pirate was Johnny Depp because Johnny Depp is in everything, and maybe he's the runner for these billionaires getting the shit in their tomb, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
So for some reason, I can't find the budget of this film.
Did you guys talk about the scene in the reservoir where the heiress gets shot and then she's basically posed?
Oh no, but that's super. That's super Tony Podesta. That's super. Like, you ever seen some of Tony Podesta's art? Oh, just Google Tony Podesta's art.
Okay,
but that was like the Playboy cover. Is that what
exactly?
You're saying?
Yeah.
Playboy cover was that girl getting shot there. Yeah.
Yes.
That was cool.
That was an amazing CGI effect too, with the
blood coming out. Yeah.
You know, like it didn't. You know how you see movies now, and it's like somebody gets hit in the face, and the fake blood comes off, and it looks hard.
No,
I mean, that's really,
totally real.
You know.
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet that wasn't CG. I bet she had some type of cosmetic here and something leaking out.
I mean, it looked real. It really did. So maybe
it was in camera.
Going on. Yeah, it was an amazing movie. I thought it was an amazing movie. It just, at the end, you're frustrated because, you know, you're waiting for that payoff. Like, what did it all mean? And I guess you just got to come up with it in your own mind, which that's, you know, so be it, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Any final thoughts? Any final words about the film?
Good stuff.
I had 3 unique boobs in the movie.
Yes.
Old boobs, you got skinny girl boobs, and you got the absolute perfect boobs. You got the trilogy.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You're right.
Which
there
was
was a
the
variety.
Perfect? I'm sorry.
The girl on hold. Towards the end.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Ridiculous. All right. And with that, I want to thank you, our audience, for being here.
More movies from this dude. We want more movies from this guy.
More movies.
If
All right,
he's watching,
I want Tommy Malatesta. I want to thank Matt Hamm. I want to thank Team Dangler. So wait, are we going to pick a next Friday movie? Should we do it now?
Yeah.
We should.
Yeah.
All right, what are we doing? Yeah. Is it going to be a series? Is it going to be a movie? Maybe something fresh we haven't all seen?
Well, I haven't seen It Follows. Should we just follow up with that?
I mean, it's horror. Maybe we should wait till closer to October about it.
Okay. All right, something more like confusing that we can really.
So I've heard. So this is. I've heard Neon Demon is very, very good. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, but I saw 3/4 of it, and I was pretty stoned, and I stopped watching it. And it also, well, I don't want to talk about it yet, but it was good. But I felt like it was trying to be Mandy.
Oh, should we do Mandy?
I'll have to watch that about 8 more times.
Yeah, no.
Do Mandy.
All right, so should we do Mandy or should we do Neon Demon?
Let's do both. And compare. Because I think they're the same movie.
No.
Or no, not the same movie. I think Mandy was really good. Neon Demon was trying to be Mandy.
All right, so let's not even do
that. Was
what
before,
else?
That was before Mandy. Neon
Demon was before Mandy?
I think it was
actually, yeah.
Was it really?
I think it was.
Yeah.
All right, then that was...
I was so hyped up for Neon Demon, and it wasn't as good as I had hoped, but I was really pumped up for it.
All right, so someone give us a good recommendation.
Let's do Mandy.
I'm worried Mandy is nowhere close to any sort of mainstream.
What about Hard Candy?
Oh. I like Hard Candy.
No, I never saw it because it looked too disturbing.
It is pretty disturbing.
I don't even know what it is.
It's pretty good.
It might be too disturbing to talk.
You think so? It's interesting. It's definitely a talker. Yeah, Hard Candy is good.
Let's let Bill Keller pick one, then we can get him on. It's his turn to pick.
We'll review it.
We'll try and get him back on here.
We'll get him back on for the happy hour after this.
What should we do? Inherent Vice? Do we want to talk about Inherent Vice? Do we want to
talk
about
the big? I haven't seen that yet, and I have a copy of it, so maybe.
There's also the Big Lebowski. We could just go back to old school and just riff on the Big Lebowski for a while.
That's been done.
It's been done. All right,
we'll kick it around.
Can you guys do Inherent Vice? Are we okay with Inherent Vice?
Sure.
Oh, it's it's amazing. It's
really?
Yes, it's long, but it's no longer than what we just watched Under the Silver Lake. All right, Inherent Vice. Yes, okay. I'm so excited. I think Jer might actually make this episode because it's he loves it too.
And Stephen Betsy, we'll get him in on this.
We got to get him in on this. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to sign off to the audience, and then guys, I'll sign off to you separately. All right. Thank you. We will see you next week, Monday. I might change to 9 p.m., but no one's telling me whether I should or shouldn't. But I'll talk to the guys about that afterwards. Thank you. Inherent Vice. Watch it for next Friday.
Stay safe, guys.